What's going on, everyone? So I've been working really hard lately trying to figure out how to reduce the struggle for our packaging team when they're trying to find packaging materials. And it kind of evolved into 3 or 4 different steps, and I thought you guys would find it interesting. Coming out of our packaging room and into the warehouse area where we house our boxes. And if a supervisor asks you to come get a specific SKU out here, you exit these doors and go down these rows and try to find your SKU. Now, you can already see how that'd be really hard because there's 2 areas and nothing's labeled. There's no visual cues. We used to have some tape on the floor that marked the rows, and then we would have the number of the rows, and they could tell you what row to go out and get, but we're a food facility and we had to take our tape up for the audit. So now it's very hard to find what you're looking for. First thing I wanted to do was add some visual controls. So I grabbed some conduit out of maintenance, magnets out of our lean cave, and then I also grabbed some wiring out of the maintenance department as well. I had an idea. So using all those materials, I hung a row of conduit over the boxes and printed off some visual cues. We used magnets to hang the conduit so that it's easily movable. And now you've got visual cues right over the row that you're going to look for. But, you know, the signs were just a little too small and it was really hard to read. We also still didn't have lines to help guide the product back into place after use. Started thinking of a plan on how we were going to paint. Now, we could tape off the whole thing, but that would take forever and it's just not lean. That's not how we roll. So we grabbed a piece of this plastic here from our flex pipe station and fashioned a jig. It ended up working out great. Not only did it fit perfectly between the pallets and give each pallet equidistance between each other, it was super quick and easy. The lines turned out great, and now it's much easier guiding your pallet back into the spot once you're done using it. I also moved the conduit down about 5 feet and increased the size of the visual cues by about half, so it's much easier to see and much better. But that still wasn't good enough. I wanted it to be really easy for the team. So what I did was take a sample of each of the SKUs and each of the product and hung it right beside the visual aid. So now when you're going to look in the lanes, you can see an example of the product that you're pulling out of that slot. I also went a step further and added a board in the back of our packaging room. This is the exact layout of the warehouse, and it tells you each row and what item is on that row in its layout. So hopefully everything is much easier to find and the job is less of a burden for our packaging team.